What's happening, HC Nation? Hey, this is Zach Edwards with another player questionnaire. This comes from Another Day. They wrote in a comment back in one of the other vlogs, and I wanted to answer it here. Their question has to do with Explorer cards. There are these blue cards that say Explorer up the corner. The reason why these cards are so important is because they keep the game going. They actually grow your civilization. So if I have one in my hand and it's my turn, I can actually place them down in the next column over from the land that I already have, and I can actually grab a new land card. So I'm growing my civilization. And every time I find an explorer, I find a new land. And it can even go off the map. Now, when I find an explorer, another thing that makes them so important is just like any card, they have abilities as well, down in the ability section. So it's like this one, if he's in South America, if he finds a South American country, he gets another 1,000 strength points. Now that's pretty valuable. Sadly, he found himself in Germany, so it didn't really apply for this. But another thing that makes it, so that's two things. One, they find new land. Two, they have abilities. But three, they're also transports. Now a transport, you get one transport per turn, per player. And an explorer can transport one card per turn to another land. So I can transport over to, basically from Germany, where he was, to Alaska. And that's the end of my transports, one per turn. At the same time, now, the question that Another Day brought up is, what happens if you're at a standstill? You know, if you're in an attack, you want to attack from Alaska, you have to be able to attack another North American country, or Germany to another European country. So there could be a standstill if your opponents don't have those other countries. So what you do is, if you're in Alaska and you have an explorer in that land, that explorer can take one card with it to transport. And that transport doesn't have to be in your own lands. It actually can be to your opponent's land. Yeah, that's right. You can take another card and bring it up to your opponent's land to attack. You want to make sure that you're strong enough. So let's give this example. Let's just say my opponent was attacking me and was sending Pedro over with the French Musketeers. So these come from his own land, whichever land he wants to choose. They come over to my land and attack. Now, obviously, in Alaska, I have two people. I have a spiritual leader and an athlete. Neither of them have a military strength. So this army is going to have no problem going right through them. So the army has 3,000 attack points. My defense points are 30 plus 20. I have 50 points. Obviously, they're going to win. But here's the other great thing. When he attacks, much like any other attack, I lose a card. And the second attack, I would lose another card. Now Alaska is then defenseless. So that explorer and that army can then take that land and bring it over to my opponent's land, where they basically put it right next to the land that they already have. So they can put it over on this side and basically count it as their own civilization and grow from there and start occupying it with their own people. Now another thing, this is one of the things I always hit on, is that when you have someone that's weak, so Pope Gregory won't really help you militarily. He won't help you with your attacks or defense because he has 40-20. That's pretty weak. But the thing is, if I have 3 people in here and my opponent can only attack 2 times per turn, like all attacks, I would have to I'd probably send Babe to the discard, and then I would send over Tudor to the discard. Pope Gregory's still here, or whoever I have, that person's still there, and that keeps Alaska safe for one more turn. And when it becomes my turn, I can actually fill it back up in hopes that I might find an army or someone stronger to stop any attacks that my opponent might bring. And just if you see the next vlog that's coming up, you'll actually learn about interrupts, which also help you defend that land if someone's attacking from another continent. Now, with explorers, there are also explorers that in their abilities, they will say that they find the land and then in 2 turns, they are sent to the discard. Well, in real history, those people actually died during exploration. And so just the same as their history, they too will be discarded after a certain amount of time. So keep track of your opponent's explorers, because if you know that that one is going to be gone in two turns, you might want to prepare to take that land. And the person that's going to be losing that land or losing that character might want to be able to fill that up to defend that land. So little things to think about. But by attacking with explorers, by transporting, it keeps the game going. It keeps the game exciting because you might have different continents, but you're constantly attacking and defending your land, even ones that you don't think will be attacked, because they can transport somebody over there, an army or a conqueror. So just think of this next time you play and when you customize your deck. Make sure you have enough explorers and also enough armies to defend those lands if an explorer was to come into your land and try to attack. So again, this is another vlog from a comment posted on YouTube. So if you have any more questions, please put them on the bottom of this post, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.